Welcome. In today's episode of Business Success with Doug Barra, I am going to give you one of the keys to making sure that your business is successful. This is understanding your finances and making sure that you know how to keep your business afloat. So, if you'd like to understand business finances in a way that will help you make sure that you get the most out of your business, this is the video for you. So, on today's video, I am going to explain what it is that you really, truly need to know about finances for your business. What are those things that make such a freaking difference that it could actually have you be completely underwater if you don't understand them? Well, one of those things that's most important, the way that I look at it, is that you understand the way you do your pricing. Because so often I talk to business owners that just don't understand their finances. They don't understand how they have to make sure that they are making more from what they sell than what it costs them. Now, this may seem crazy to you. You might be going, of course I know that I must make more than what I'm paying for. That just doesn't make any sense, Doug. But the truth of the matter is that very often business owners don't understand properly how to calculate those figures and how to be able to actually know that their business is being profitable all the time. So one of the things you have to do is you have to know all of your products and services, every single one of them. How is that working for me? How am I making money off of this product? And what are all the costs associated with this product? Now, okay, I know I said all the costs associated with the product, and you may be thinking to me, okay, well, every moment of time in my business is a cost. We have to look at those costs that are truly associated with it. And so when I say a cost associated with the product or service or selling the product or service, it's something that if you didn't sell that product or service, then you wouldn't be paying that cost. But if you did sell it, then you would be paying it. All right? So think about it like this. The easiest way, of course, is if you sell a product and you have to purchase that product before you sell it, like you're buying wholesale and selling it retail, then of course the cost of that product is a cost of goods for you. That's a cost of the sale. However, what often people don't think about there is if you're going to sell using credit cards, or you have an ACH set up with your bank or something like that, the cost of that ACH or that credit card is actually a cost of doing business for you. You only pay that if you make a sale. Also, if you have a salesperson, then that salesperson is going to be a cost of goods if they're getting on commission, right? The commission for that sale is a cost of goods. Now, this is not what your accountant is going to tell you, because your accountant is going to tell you that the cost of goods are only the cost of the product themselves. And if you're a consulting firm or you have professional services or personal services, your accountant will usually tell you, oh, you don't have costs of goods. That's not exactly true. Anything for us as an entrepreneur, you have to understand that anything you would pay only if you make a sale is a cost of goods. And especially if it's related to the actual price. But in any case, it's a cost of goods if you have to pay it in order to sell that product. And I'll give you a good example of why this sometimes gets in the way for people. Because think about this for a moment. Let's say that you're a professional services person and you have a couple of people that work with you. So you are actually going out and getting people to come and purchase services from you, and then you're paying someone to provide those services for them. Your accountant is going to say that the payroll for that person to do that service is not a cost of goods. Now, I look at it this way. If I'm going to pay that person no matter what, then they're not a cost of goods. But if I'm only going to pay that person, or I'm going to pay them a commission based on that service, then they are a cost of goods, and I need to actually think of them that way, as a cost of goods. And I have to take into account that cost when I'm talking about how much to charge for those services, or how much can I actually discount those services. Because if I'm going to do discounting, if I don't recommend it, okay, just so you know, I don't recommend discounting. That's one of the ways we get into trouble. But if you are going to, you have to understand all the costs. Because let's say that I'm selling someone services, all right, and I'm marking them up, and I'm marking up their services by 20%. So whatever they're charging, I'm going to add 20% to that. So if we do numbers here, then let's say their charge is $100, then I'm going to add 20%, that's $20. So I am going to make it $120 to sell their services, right? Now, if somebody comes to me and says, you know, I think you should discount your services for customers at a certain kind of customer, let's say for mothers, I don't know. So I'm going to discount services for mothers. Okay, and then you say, well, how much should I discount those services? Well, I'm marking them up by 20%, so let's discount them by 15%, at least I'm still making 5%. Okay, well, let's think about that for a second. So 15% of $120 is what? Okay, so 10% would be $15. Another 5% would be $7.50. So now I am taking off wait a minute. Let me think about that again. Okay, so it's $120. So I'm taking off 10%, that's $12. And then 5%, no, that's $6. So that's $18 I'm taking off. $18 that I'm taking off. But I only marked it up $20. Now I'm only making $2. That didn't quite work out the way I thought it should. That's not 5% increase, that would be $5. The reason is because we're using two different numbers that don't quite work well together, all right? You can't do a discount based on my markup. I have to do my discount based on my margin. And margin is different. Margin is what percentage of what I'm selling it for am I keeping? And $20 out of 120 is not 20%. Therefore, the problem exists. All right, so thank you for listening. Please make sure that you understand how to do your finances properly so that you can be successful. This is Doug Barra. Your business success is my business.